So let's speak to yet another major stakeholder in the election. I'm being joined by Honorable Banji Okwuomo. He's a former governorship aspirant in the PDP, now a chieftain of the ZLP, and is the spokesperson of the candidate of the ZLP. Thank you so much, Honorable Okwuomo, for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much, Chiu.
You heard what Mr. Jagade said there today. The fact that it's all over Ondo State that PDP and your party, ZLP, are planning to align. Is there any truth? Are you considering alignment?
You see, thank you so much. I want to appreciate every listener out there. I am here to speak for the Zenith Labour Party, which is a party that, by the special grace of God, will be producing the next governor of Ondo State. I want to say, without being immodest, that the Zenith Labour Party is not intended to form any alliance with anybody. Have it in mind that the three major political parties putting forward candidates for this election, they are feeding candidates from the three senatorial districts of Ondo State. In the south, we are having Agbola Ajayi, feeded by the Zenith Labour Party. In the central, we have Ita Ojegede, feeded by the PDP. In the north, we are having Akredu, feeded by the APC. You see, I want to use this opportunity to correct a lot of impressions which have been built up in the media, particularly of those ones hired as machineries to make advocacies for parties that are not doing well in Ondo State. You should be able to ask questions. Why is it that those political parties, the two other political parties, are the ones that have been caught in this act of violence? And let me say, before I go into that... When
you say the parties are not doing well, does it include the PDP?
I'm talking of PDP and APC.
That was the party who practically brought you as a politician, isn't it? So the party is not doing well.
Jagada and I belong to the same party before PDP and during PDP. We were both in the Labour Party under the leadership of Dr. Olusegun Mimiko. In 2016, Ita Jagada was feeded as candidate of the party in defilement of the culture, the tradition of the people of Ondo State. Because in Ondo State, we are concerned about which district produces the governor at a given point in time. There was a situation in 2016 in which, after 8 years of Dr. Mimiko's completion of his tenure, Ita was feeded as candidate from the central, which many members of the party found that members of the PDP worked against the party. And that was what led to our failure, that we lost the entire government in 2016. In 2020, when we had the opportunity to correct this, the PDP missed it again. You know, I happen to be the spokesman of the PDP, the media publicity secretary of the PDP. What the PDP did is a reflection, is a repeat of what it did in 2016. It's also a repeat of what it did in 2012. And the same result is going to happen because you don't reprobate.
But I mean, if you're saying this, now, Mr. Akeredolu, the governor, is from the south.
No, Akeredolu is from the north.
He's from the north.
Yes.
Mr. Jagada is from the central. Your candidate is from the north.
No, my candidate is from the south.
It's from the south. But the question is that you have not allowed Mr. Akeredolu. One of the things that you are saying that that led to the failure of Mr. Jagede of the PDP the last time, you are also found wanting.
No, wait, that's not it. So let me explain. In Ondo State, we have always voted in accordance with federal character, which translates into zoning at the state level, and which is also captured in the constitution of the PDP. The PDP is a good party, but in Ondo State, we have always failed because the leadership, those who control the party, they have always wronged the party. In 2012, the PDP, instead of feeding candidate from the central, feeded candidate from the south. That candidate lost woefully.
Right. Sorry, Mr. Okwuomo. Just hold the thought because we need to take another break.
No problem.
When we come back, you will be telling us about your candidate, Mr. Agbola Ajayi, who is still a beneficiary of the APC government, and how he hopes to win that election. That's going to be after this break. Join us again, everyone.
We in Nigeria appreciate the advantages which the size of our country and of its population give us, but we have absolutely no aggressive intentions.
Nigeria, brimming with hope. Citizens' eyes on a promising future and the leaders sealing the hope.
We shall not fail.
My priority will be to ensure adequate peace and security.
Your ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
60 years down the line, Nigeria still grapples with developmental challenges. Join our panel of erudite scholars as they give a breakdown of the journey so far. Nigeria at 60, diamond in the rough.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's get back to the conversation with Honorable Banji Okwuoma. He's the spokesperson of the ZLP candidate in Ondo governorship race. A lot of people are curious, anyways, that we've heard less from your candidate. Why that? Is he shy to talk to the media?
How can you say that?
No, it's a question.
It's not possible.
That's the word on the street.
No, don't mind them. A one-time elected councillor, a one-time elected chairman of council, a one-time elected member of the House of Rep, currently is the deputy governor of Ondo State. You say you cannot address the people?
No, not me. Those are the words on the street in your own state. Your people are saying that.
Elections are not won in the media. The media plays its own role for information, to keep people abreast of what they should know. But the elections are won on the field. Because what is important in contest is that, one, the situation of the environment where you are contesting election. I was explaining something and I need to explain it. In Ondo State, when a candidate is fielded by the party from a wrong zone, that candidate will never win election, no matter how popular that party is. In Ondo State, since 1999, we have never voted political party. What we vote is the candidate and where the candidate is coming from. Ondo State is divided into 3 senatorial districts. There are 18 local governments. 6 local governments in each of the senatorial districts. There is equanimity in terms of composition. Now, what we have agreed, like our gentleman agreement, which is more or less as our informal rule, is that once the senatorial district has done, it has to move to the other one. And in fact, except Mimiko, there has never been a governor that has spent 2 terms in Ondo State. Ondo State people have always ensured that they vote for a new governor. In 1999, Adefarati was voted from the northern part of Ondo State. In 2003, Agagu was voted from the southern part on different platforms. In 2007, 2008, when election took place, Mimiko was voted on the platform of Labour Party. And he earned second time again on the platform of Labour Party because he performed. And Mimiko migrated, moved all of us on the structure of the Labour Party to the PDP. So, since 2012, PDP had never won any election in Ondo State. It's unfortunate. I have been the spokesperson of the party, and I knew the stand I took in 2016 when I said that we should go to the north to pick our candidate. But the APC knew quite well that the PDP was wronging the culture of Ondo State. They fielded their own candidate from the north,
Mr. Okwuoma,
and that was how Akeredolu.
But where was before you gave the ticket of your party to Mr. Agbola Ajayi, the candidate you had initially, where is it from?
From a large local government from the south. That is for you to know that in 2016, as of 2016, Dr. Mimiko was the leader of the party. Because of the clamor of the Akure people that they wanted to have their own son to be governor, Mimiko bowed to the pressure in contravention of our local culture. I recall, I said, I raised objection to that.
So,
let me make my point.
Just a moment. So, when the governor said on Sunday that he cannot trust Governor Mimiko because he betrayed him, so what is your principle?
What was the contract? Was there any contract between Mimiko and Akeredolu? They had never belonged to the same party.
He called him he called him a bogus enemy.
No, that statement was taken too far, and it's highly despicable of the status of a governor to make that. Let me say it. Before you say somebody betrays you, you must establish the fact that there had been a contract between you and that person. Mimiko and Akeredolu had never been members of the same party. So, what is the justification to allege that Mimiko betrays him. So I think that statement is a statement taken too far. And coming to the public glare as a governor to make such a statement against two illustrious citizens of Ondo State, one from the north and one from the central, is absolutely unstatesmanly of a governor.
So, Mr. Okwamo, now you have your candidate who is a sitting deputy governor.
Yes.
Who came into office on the platform of the APC. He enjoys that, then is a candidate on the ballot of another party. Morally speaking, is that right?
Thank you very much. You see, if you in politics, if your voice cannot be heard, if your correction cannot be taken, if errors have been made, vicissitudes have been afflicted on the people, school fees have been hiked up, the free bus shuttles, which used to be the order of the day in the government of Ondo State, no longer works, and people are suffering in Ondo State, and you are giving advice you are not being listened to, and you are a deputy governor. If you were in the shoe of Agbola Ajayi, what will you do? The option that is left for that man is to distance himself from the bad governance.
So there's no option of resignation?
No option of how can you he enjoys the mandate of the people? The people have not said they don't repose confidence in him any longer. The issue of party does not arise. The fact that he was an APC member, what is important is that in the face of brutal repression, you raise a voice against your boss, that my leader, you are not doing the right thing. You will recall that more than 2 years ago, this man has distanced himself from the activities of the governor, saying that the governor is not doing well.
But why is it difficult for him to resign?
No, what about the members of the assembly? So members of the assembly of Ondo State also distance themselves from the governor. They are members of the APC. And today, all of them are working for Agbola Ajayi to be the next governor. About 12 of the assembly members are working for Agbola Ajayi, and they are APC members. You know what that means? When you have a defiant leader, a leader that is recalcitrant, a leader that is not ready to listen to you, the option you are left with is to say you are distancing yourself. No. I want to use that those words. Okay, what about somebody who came on air to say that he has made bogus enemies? I want citizens of Ondo State.
In that sense, Mr. Okwamo, is it a matter of desperation for your principal? Because he left the APC to the PDP, he couldn't get a ticket, and is now in the ZLP.
You cannot. There's no provision for single candidacy in the constitution of Nigeria. You have to contest on
independent candidacy.
Independent candidacy. You have to contest on a platform.
So that's what I'm asking. Is it a matter of desperation?
No, it's not about desperation. It's about vision. Because a man of destiny can never die until he accomplishes his destiny. He has made up his mind to run, and of course, let me tell you.
So what is the destiny of Mr.
The destinies. You will recall I contested as a governor. Yeah. You should ask me why did I contest. I knew quite well that it's the turn of the South to produce the governor.
No, it's not about you. It's about your
it's about him.
So the question is that
also, he came on the mantra.
Is his destiny to become governor?
He came on the mantra. He came also on the mantra. For being one, he has vision. He has passion for development. He wants to develop the state. He wants to attend to the yearnings and aspirations of the people. Very many of the citizens of Ondo State, they admire him because of his goodwill, but because he does not have the atmosphere to really act. It's not the approving authority. A deputy governor does not approve. In fact, his work has been overtaken by the governor of the state, by the wife of the governor. The son of the governor has taken over the IGR of the, I would say, everything that has to do with the treasury.
Allegations.
Yes, I'm raising them. Yes.
No.
Everybody knows.
You need to be able to defend those claims that you are making. Because you're a national television,
brother,
a responsible platform.
I don't come here to say what I do not know. For example,
what you know and what you have evidence to prove,
let me tell you
they are two different things.
Anybody who wants to come here to say that Banji is saying what he does not know, let that person come.
No, I'm not saying you're saying what you don't know. I'm saying you're saying what you know, but can you defend them with evidence and facts?
Mr. Governor can come to the air to come and convince Nigerians that he has been able to do ABCD. Let him come and account for the money that has accrued to Osopadek, which is the commission saddled with the power to develop my own area. And from the oil producing area, for the past 4 years, we do not have a single project executed by Osopadek. And billions of naira continue to accrue into the account of Ondo State, and 40% of it ought to go to also for the development of the area. And this money is allegedly being overtaken and being in charge of the wife of the governor. And we are saying that there's nothing on ground. So let Mr. Governor come on here, not about prospective projects. Let him come with commissionable projects or projects that have been commenced, which are yet to be completed, so that we now know that the fund has been applied.
Why should Ondo voters vote for Mr. Agbola Ajayi and the ZLP?
Thank you very much. Ondo voters will have to vote for Agbola Ajayi on the ground that, one, is from the favored zone, two, is a young man, 52. Is vibrant in brain, is a talk-and-do person, is not somebody that goes about with theoretical framework. We are tired of theories. We are tired of seeing support in the paper. We want to see it on ground. That is not the kind of governor. Agbola Ajayi, when he was the chairman of council, he was able to do a lot of developmental projects and programs, and he was able to affect the lives of the people. When he represented the largest of the federal constituency, the unprecedented developmental paradigm which we experienced when he was there, in fact, something to behold. In APC, when he was there, many APC members, they patronized him more than the governor because he was accessible, and he's still accessible. So I'm standing here to say that Agbola Ajayi is the best of the three of them. You don't have to be a senior advocate of Nigeria before you do well, because I've come to realize that this senior advocate of Nigeria, yes, we do respect to their status as senior advocate of Nigeria, but they have competence in the areas of fee. But we are talking about political administration. When we are talking about political administration, it requires that you must have passed through those areas, those rudimentary content of developmental paradigm, which will make one to now believe that you can do it better than any other one. I told you, I said Agbola Ajayi was elected councillor, he was appointed supervisor, he was elected chairman, he was appointed category chairman before elected chairman, and became a member of the House of Rep. He was chairman of House Committee on ADDC, and he became deputy governor of Ondo State. He is the most experienced of the three of them.
Mr. Okwama, let's wrap up the conversation, and on this note, we know that party structures, not only in Nigeria, in the UK, in the United States, even in France and in Germany, party structures are very important in winning elections. ZLP is a young party. Does your party have has the criteria, or has that strength and the capacity to win election in Ondo State?
In 1999, AD won election in Ondo State. In 2003, PDP won election in Ondo State. In another round of election, Labour Party won election in Ondo State. In another round of election, Labour Party won election in Ondo State. In another round of election, APC won election in Ondo State. That's the incumbent. In Ondo State, people, they don't look at the party. They look at, one, the person. They look at which area is it coming from. Nobody wants to be such change. The North already has enjoyed governorship of Ondo State for 12 years. Baba Ajashi was from the North. He enjoyed governorship for 4 years. Baba Defarati from the North enjoyed governorship for 4 years. The current governor is enjoying governorship from the same area with the two other governors that I mentioned for 4 years, making it 12 years. If the governor is given another chance now, it will be 16 years for Central.
So, Mr.
And the Central, for Central, Dr. Mimiko had 8 years unbroken.
All right.
With
So,
the
Mr.
South,
Okwama,
only 6 years. It is the turn of the South to produce the government.
We need to go now, but it doesn't look like the numbers favor the Central District from where your candidate is from.
The number?
The numbers, the voting population. Do you have the figure?
South,
in 30 seconds.
Let me just say, the South is the second populated next to Central. Now, Agbola Ajayi is from the South. It is our unanimity in the South that it is our turn to produce the government, and everybody
for the ZLP.
For the ZLP.
That is unanimity for ZLP.
For ZLP.
Not for the Ondo people.
Yes, let me say you again. In the Central, Jegede is only having the support of Akure people. Dr. Mimiko, our leader, national leader, is from Ondo West. It's Ondo West and Ondo East. You know, they have two local governments. These are two populated local governments. And there has never been any election where Mimiko lost those two local governments.
All right.
You will recall that Jegede lost his local government when he was candidate.
We need to go now. But we do hope that at some point, you speak eloquently for your candidate, and we hope that at some point we'll be able to speak with Mr. Agbola Ajayi himself.
No problem. My candidate is ever ready.
Thank you so much for
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
But that's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye for now.